Sorry about not uploading on Monday and Tuesday. I kind of get in this slump, and I'm really having trouble finding words to explain what it is, but it's like I can't play as good when I'm in it. It's just like this really bad funk. It's comparable to like weather of the day, but in like my mind, I suppose, and then it just makes me play really fucking bad at Pokemon. But I kind of stopped giving a shit in today's stream because it was just like, you know what, loss after loss after loss. I kept worrying about it too much. Hacks was just ruining some games. I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna fucking give a shit anymore. And then this battle happened, but this was against Xenon 3120. I think we had I think there was 3 good games from today's stream. Out of all the, must have had like 10 or 11 battles today, and like only 3 of them were good. Okay, so that's kind of stupid. But, whatever, this is what happened. So, it's an RU match, and, we already jumped right into it. I'm a little bit behind on narrating, too. I don't know what happened to me this weekend. I can't fucking think at all straight. But, he leads off with the Rotom, I lead off with Typhlosion. I do not want to ruin my Typhlosion's HP for Specs Eruption, so I decided to go out in a Lantern. There was a double out into both of our Lanterns, and then he goes out into Amoonguss. Kind of a little mental game of chicken there because we can both Volt Switch, but we don't really want to. I'm actually going to go ahead and go for the Scald, knowing that I do have the Heal Bell if he wants to Scald or Toxic or do anything himself. But he goes out into his Amoonguss. If this thing gets burned, that's honestly fine. If it doesn't get burned, whatever. Hey, you know, there's that. I'm actually a little bit more glad that it didn't get burned because it's actually going to come slightly into play a little bit later. But I need Sleep Fodder on my team. I decide that with the amount of ghosts he has, and then with Amoonguss lying around to take Drain Punches, that Hitmonchan is probably going to be the best thing I can have to be asleep. So I decide to try to go for Ice Punches, and I end up getting the, what was it, second turn wake on this thing, as I ended up trying to go for an Ice Punch on the Amoonguss, but he did trick me a Scarf while I was asleep, so at least I'm awake. That's kind of cool. He goes into Entei right now. I believe I decided to switch out anyway, not wanting to take anything that thing offered. But I'm going to go into Sandslash right now to maybe take the Volt Switch. I think that was my main thought in my mind, the Volt Switch or the T-Bolt. But it turns out that's a pretty good switch into Amoonguss. And as Entei comes in, Entei's not going to want to retaliate with anything. He does have the option to go for HP Grass, and he does have like E-Speed and shit available to him because that is the event Entei. But because it is the event Entei with E-Speed, I happen to know for a fact that it has to be Adamant. So an HP Grass really isn't going to hurt that much, even if he does have a considerable amount of Spec Attack invested. So like, even if he does want to stay in, I'll just go for the Stealth Rock, whatever, it's fine. But go out into my Hitmonchan because it is Choice Scarfed. I don't really value it that much anyway. It's supposed to be just kind of a slow, tanky kind of thing with Life Orb. It being Choice Scarfed is kind of useless, so it's going to be status fodder. But it turns out he's got Spore and Toxic. Was not expecting that, but you know what? That's fine. I can just keep going for Ice Punches. I don't really do that much at all, but what I'm trying to do right now is coax him out into another switch because he knows that I'm going to go for Ice Punch. He could have had the possibility to go into Entei. But it turns out he just ends up going for another Giga Drain. So I was like, I'm going to double, hopefully get him to go into a double, into Lantern or Entei. I can Leaf Storm the Lantern and just kind of go from there on this. Now, this was a risky as fucking balls play, but I go for the Leaf Storm actually predicting this thing to come in to want to take my my Volt Switch. I was really tempted to trick right there, but something just told me in the moment he's going to go into Lantern. And the thing is I didn't have 100% of my attention on the battle because there was an extreme lack of apathy. There was an extreme amount of apathy. And it just kind of made me think, you know what? Fuck it. Just fuck everything. You know what? If this prediction is wrong, whatever. But he really didn't have a reason to stay in with the Amoonguss on this because he could have Toxic'd it. But honestly, there's better plays to be made there. You know, you can get initiative in different forms, and that's not really one that he really had available to him. But I decided to switch out into Hitmonchan. I forgot what happened on that last turn, but I go for an Ice Punch, and I, unfortunately for him, get a critical hit and a freeze. Now, the crit is not as vital because he does have Regenerator, but I do want to say that this freeze definitely fucking mattered throughout the course of the game. That is one thing I will apologize for. I don't really care about this Hitmonchan being alive. I personally thought it should have still been asleep at this point in the game, but hey, he goes in the Lantern. I'm going to leave this thing in his Death Fodder and just go for another Ice Punch. He switches his Death Fodder in, And there's that. So now that Lantern's gone, I can go for Volt Switches freely with my Rotom, and I am able to, I believe, go for Eruptions with Typhlosion. So Lantern being gone opens up the door for some new offensive options on my team to just come out. So Hitmonchan kind of did its job, and by kind of I mean it froze Amoonguss, which is a big defensive threat that I kind of need to worry about. The freaking Lantern Amoonguss core is a little bit annoying to break through, but hey, this thing is still frozen. He's switching it in as many times as he can in order to get Regenerator back. Stealth Rock's damage and Volt Switch ain't going to be shit to it. Now, the other thing I did not know about this Rotom is I thought I had HP Ice on it. That is actually going to come into play slightly a little bit later. But I get to Volt Switch into my Typhlosion for now. And this is a Specs Typhlosion, if I may have not mentioned that earlier. But I'm going to go for an Eruption. I was like, I'm going to thaw you. Just fucking stay in. Don't worry about it. A Fire-type move, if I hit you with a Fire-type move, it'll thaw you. Naturally, he didn't stay in for the sole purpose of thawing it, but Specs Eruption is always nice to take out an Amoonguss, because those things are annoying as shit. But he's going to go into Entei now. Stone Edge is definitely an option he can go for. I'm going to get out of there, decide to go into my Sandslash. It's going to forever remain a solid switch into this thing, even if he does have the HP Grass, because I can just go for the Earthquake on the next up-and-coming turn. He does bait the switch somewhat, and he goes into his Golurk, which is like, well, if he wants to go for an Ice Punch, that's fine too. I'm not really going to attempt to do anything funky here, but I go into my Lantern because I do not want to take an Ice Punch, I think was my mindset there, but he ends up going for Dynamic Punch, which is like, okay, that's cool too. Got the Confusion going on, got a decent amount of HP left as well. I'm specially defensive, but it kind of surprised me that I took that well. And then I see Stealth Rock, so he's more of a utility variant as opposed to just a fully offensive one, which is cool too. But went for the Scald on that turn to try to get the burn. Kind of risky for me to stay in general, but after I saw how much damage Dynamic Punch, I was like, well, let's just fucking stay in. Also, I kind of wanted to see if I was faster or not. I don't have base speeds memorized out the top of my head, but knowing that it's a Golurk, it more than likely has the Earthquake. Definitely going to pick this turn to go out into my Rotom, and I nail it right on the money. But he's going to go ahead and switch out of here because he does not want to take a Leaf Storm of his own. I'm going to go ahead and give that Rotom a Choice Scarf right back because you gave yours away. Hey, I have one. Let me get you for that, buddy. So now I got a Life Orb on this Rotom. He's got a Choice Scarf on his own. I ended up going for the HP. I thought it was Ice, to be completely fucking honest, because I thought that his Golurk was going to come back in to take the Volt Switch. Little do I know that this is actually HP Fire, and Durant is not even a fucking problem at all. That definitely surprised me, so that's good knowledge to have for the future, because I really could have sworn it was Ice for whatever reason. But it's not, so cool. But problem right now is that I don't have my Choice Scarf anymore. I forget if Entei happens to be faster than me, but he ends up going for an Extreme Speed. I believe I'm able to go for a Volt Switch at this point, which is actually, I believe, going to take it out, because I stole the Life Orb from the Rotom, which is stolen from my Hitmonchan, so I don't take it out. But I technically did get it back from, I got it back on my side of the field, which is like, hey, fuck you, Rotom, fuck you. But decided to Volt Switch out to my Sandslash because, as I mentioned, this thing is a pretty nice switch into this thing. Turns out he's running lefties, which he didn't really keep it in longer than one turn with less HP for me to actually learn, but hey, there's that. So goes out in a Golurk. I get a little bit more hacks on this one. To be honest, this is not really as vital in this stage of the game. If it had been earlier in the game, then yeah, I would have been ranting and raving about it. The only real bad thing that happened was the freeze. I do get a crit Earthquake here, but to be honest, Golurk really can't retaliate that hard unless it has the Ice Punch, which I've seen Stealth Rock, I've seen Dynamic Punch, I've seen Earthquake. I don't know what that fourth move is. He could have Ice Punch, he could not have Ice Punch. I'm still not 100% at this point, but I do flip the number coin toss head tails thing not to hit myself in confusion, and I get him with an Earthquake. So there's that business. The reason I say it doesn't matter is because I still have one poke on my team that I haven't even fucking revealed yet. And once I take out his Ghost, I'm going to be able to Rapid Spin and bring it in safely. But in case you don't remember it on the team preview, it is Archeops, and I can definitely take it out with a Flight Gem boosted Acrobatics as long as I'm above half HP. So there's that. But he is Choice Scarf because I gave that back to him, and that actually is going to come back to bite him in the ass a little bit, because now he can't really switch up moves or anything like that. I mean, and he doesn't have the offensive power from the Life Orb that he had earlier, but he does still have the... I guess he kind of ended up being back on square one because he did have a Choice Scarf, so It's kind of funny. You live with the choice scarf, you die with the choice scarf, or you die by the choice scarf. But last one he's got left after I take out that Rotom is the Entei, and it just ends up dying to entry hazards because he was not able to spin them away, or I don't even know if he did he have a spinner? He did not have a spinner, so kind of cool that I got that up. But that was the game. I did not have to use Archeops, but Archeops could have definitely handled Amoonguss, and Golurk, and Typhlosion was also there as well. But that's a team I kind of tossed together somewhat last minute, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I really like it, so you might see it in the future. You might see these combination of these 6 dudes together. But anyway, that was a battle that I actually, God forbid, had fun with in the past 2 weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you are welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, and do your thing. And that's gonna do it out of me, guys. I will see you on the next video, whenever that happens to be. Maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow. We'll see. Bye.